What is up, everybody? Welcome to AK Plays. I'm AK. Let's play.
Alright then, it's morphin' time! Dragon Sword! Mastodon!
Pterodactyl!
Final measure? Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that intro. I never know how to intro healer builds. It's really tough because I can't put like a clip of me killing somebody really quick with it because that's not what it does. And nobody wants to watch me heal somebody with it. But either way, so I hope you guys thought that was funny. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my team final measure healer build. And this is the final measure that I would ideally have on the 4-man team that I mentioned a few videos ago. And on that team, if we don't recall, it is a Banshee, with Vigorous Chest, a D3, a Reclaimer, and this Final Measure Healer. So this Final Measure Healer is ran with 2,900 firearms, 4,000 stamina, 9,000 electronics, and you can see it is a 6-piece. The primary weapon is this house with talented, competent card counter and those attachments. Your backup is a lightweight M4 with talented, competent, and I would say either responsive, probably responsive. Yeah, I'd say responsive for this lightweight. And then those are the attachments. And the pistol, we are running with our cool-headed determined pistol, just in case you need an ult back quickly. And our chest piece is rolled for electronics, health, skill haste, and ammo capacity. And if you're unfamiliar, these are the final measure bonuses. And then onto the mask, we are rolled for electronics, skill power, and damage to elites, but that damage to elites should be burn resistance. On the knees, we are rolled for stamina, skill power, shock, burn, and bleed resistance. I would switch out bleed for disrupt resistance. On the holster, we are rolled for skill haste. And on the gloves, we are rolled for electronics, SMG damage, skill haste, and critical hit damage. On the backpack, we rolled for electronics, skill power, and disrupt resistance. And now if we look at the mods, we are running with electronics, skill haste, pulse crit hit chance, and pulse crit hit chance. And with these two pulse crit hit chances, we are going to be having the pulse get for a good amount of crit chance that will max out the crit chance of our AR players on our team. The other performance mod on the holster is first aid ally heal. On the knee, we have electronic skill haste and first aid ally heal as well. These two ally heal mods are going to put your ally heal over 300,000, which is great. On the mask, you can see we have electronic skill haste as our mod. And on the chest, we have electronic skill power and electronic skill power. Now for the fun stuff. You can see that we have 29 crit hit chance, which will be maxed out with our pulse. 99 crit hit damage, which isn't very much, but the pulse is definitely going to make us hit a little bit harder. You can see that we've got 34% skill haste, which in the Reclaimer box would become 49% skill haste, which is 1% below max, which is good enough. On the abilities, you can see that our skills, we have a pulse that is offering 35% crit chance and 31 crit hit damage. We have the 35 crit chance because if you saw on the Banshee build from earlier this week, that one only has about 22% crit chance, and I think you can get up to about 25, and so this way we're basically maxing out the crit chance on that AR Banshee. Now, our heal is a defib, and that's going to get other players up and give them a good heal over time. And a little bit of a burst heal. Now we are running with a survivor link or a blue because the final measure is going to be up towards the front of the fight and they're going to be able to pop this because they are probably second most likely to go down. We don't want them to have a green. Our talents, we have Battle Buddy, so when you get someone up with a defib, they can be a little bit invincible for a few seconds. Critical save, so if you have to hit a medkit for yourself, you can get a little more resistance. If they're running a lot of turrets, I would run Death by Proxy instead. And then we have Combat Medic, so you can hit medkits for your teammates, and Chain Reaction because the more nades you pick up, the more nades you can spam. So final measure, there you go. It is an excellent healer, and it offers that awesome pulse, which is going to buff your teammates to make them ridiculously strong. Now, obviously this version is set up to deal with that team dynamic that I talked about earlier last week. And that is with the Banshee with Vigorous that we spoke about. I think the build video was a couple days ago. A D3 and a Reclaimer. Now with these builds all running as support and this one offering the huge pulse for the team, the pulse is going to allow the D3 player to hit very hard and the Banshee player to have max crit chance on his lightweight M4 or LVOAC, and that's going to make your teammates really happy. Now you're going to be getting constant healing from the Reclaimer box, ideally if you have the whole team going, and then this healer is going to be just a secondary healer. Now, as a primary healer, Final Measure can be tough. Can it be done? Absolutely. There are plenty of times where we'll run a 3-man, we'll have 2 DPS and a Final Measure, but it is always going to be better when you have that second healer along with it. Now, as I speak about every time I mention that group dynamic, when you have the D3 Reclaimer Final Measure and the Banshee with Vague, that is the most try-hard, really good, hardcore setup if you really want that. I think it's overkill if you're fighting like under a server, and I would say unless you're fighting another 4-man that is trying equally as hard, then in that case it might be justified. But either way, it is a really fun build, and it's really cool to run on a team, and it can make the team just absolutely ridiculously strong. That pulse is going to make them hit super hard, the defib is going to be getting people up and giving them great healing over time, and you're basically just going to catch every nade that comes into your team's proximity. Now, the Final Measure in this team dynamic is going to be up towards the front of the fight, trying to pick up grenades. Primarily, the enemies are going to be spamming grenades at your DPS players in the front of the pack. Very few are going to be throwing them towards the back, towards your Reclaimer, so I would say that if you stay up towards the front, you're going to pick up more grenades and help your team a lot more in the long run. And that's why you have 4K stamina. You're going to be up towards the front, you're going to take a lot of fire. And you're probably second most likely to go down. First most likely is the Banshee. Second is the Final Measure. Third, I would say, is the Reclaimer. And then lastly is the D3. That's why the D3 and Reclaimers are going to run your greens or recovery links, and your Banshee and your Final Measure are going to run your survivor links or blues. And basically you're going to be picking up grenades, throwing heals to your teammates, and popping that pulse every time you get it, and with the skill haste you have from the Reclaimer box, you should have it up pretty much all the time. But that's the build. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will catch you tomorrow.
Warning. Readings indicate this area is contaminated. Now leaving the contaminated area.
2 minutes to victory. You're stomping them. You're the winner.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
I do.
I'm AK. Let's play.